to stop what you're doing and listen.
Hello and welcome to episode 43. I am MOSH, and this is the final episode before Halloween. So I just want to say, you better stay safe. Do not drink and drive. And if you go trick-or-treating and a middle-aged man with a skullet approaches you and invites you into his house, run. Run as fast as you can. You don't need that in your life. Actually, you won't have a life after that because he's going to kill you. Don't ever trust someone with a skullet, okay? But first things first. I just want to mention Modern Warfare. I'm waiting for a big patch to come out, so hopefully Infinity Ward fixes some things because I really want to go on a rant, but if some of these things get fixed in the first patch, then I don't want to look like an idiot, so I'm kind of holding off at the moment. But I will say that there are some issues, like a lot of issues, and if you have not purchased this game yet, I highly recommend that you do not. At least for the multiplayer. If you want to play campaign or spec ops, then sure, but as far as multiplayer goes, it's in a bad state right now. The maps are atrocious. The doors are stupid, like I mentioned before in my thoughts on the beta. There's too many windows you can look out of. There's too many sight lines. You can get shot from any which way possible. And of course, that promotes camping. There's a lot of campers. You should have seen what happened in this one match. I knew there was a guy in this building, and it was a 2-story building, so I go up the stairs to go find him, and he's camping in a corner with a heartbeat sensor. Just staring at the thing. Oh, but the path to him wasn't just a clear path. No, there was not only one claymore, but there were 2 claymores. So there's a guy camping in the top room, in the corner, staring at a heartbeat sensor with 2 claymores protecting him. It's stupid. Some of the guns need nerfs. I mean, I could just go on and on. So again, trying not to do that, but I'll keep my thoughts on the game for another time. But so far, boy, it's rough. Anyway, to kick off this week, we forgot to talk about Riot Games' new games. So they celebrated 10 years of League of Legends, which is pretty much the only game they've been working on in the past 10 years. I think they have another game, but I don't even remember what it is. Anyway, to celebrate it, they announced some new games. So they have a new one called League of Legends Wild Rift, which is a 5 vs 5 version of the MOBA, which makes no sense because it's already 5 vs 5. But this is coming to consoles and mobile. So, if you want to play League of Legends and you play on console or mobile, you will now be able to do that. And that comes out next year. The other game, that's what it is. Teamfight Tactics, 8-player auto chess. Then they have a card game which will be called Legends of Runeterra, and that will come out in 2020 on PC and mobile. It would also be free to play. League of Legends is free to play, so I'm expecting all of these will be free to play. They also announced LoL Esports Manager, so you can pretend to be an esports manager for a League of Legends team, I guess. I don't know. It sounds kind of weird. But so the big games. Project L. That's the code word for it. And that is a League of Legends fighting game. So it's a fighting game featuring League of Legends characters, which, I don't really like League. I think the community sucks. But this one, it kind of interests me. I'm not going to lie. They also have another game called Project F. And that is an open world game. They didn't speak much about that one. Well, not just that one. A lot of these are still early in development, and you should not be expecting them anytime soon. And basically, for Project F, you can traverse the world of Runeterra, which I guess is an area in League of Legends. And then you have Project A, which is their tactical first-person shooter, which looks like a combination of Overwatch and Counter-Strike. I don't care for either of those games, so I don't really care about this one either. But again, if it's free to play, you might have to try it out. What's the worst that could happen? We got the Project A, L, and F. So the fighting game, shooting game, and open world game are still in early development, and the other ones are for 2020. That. Also, the project names are a little interesting. Like Project L for the fighting game. Like you hand them an L because they lost. And then Project F, press F to pay. Like, are these intentional? Or are these the letters in which the games will be called? Like, is the League of Legends fighting game going to be called, like, League of Fighters? So the L in League is Project L. I'm sure it's intentional. All right, moving on. Next up, we have Bethesda. So they announced a subscription service for Fallout 76, and it's dumb. So there are 2 options. You can pay $13 a month or $100 a year. There's no in-between. It's either 1 month or 1 full year. Sometimes with subscriptions, companies will be like, you can do 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. Bethesda's like, you're either somewhat in or you're all the way in, and there's just no in between. And basically why this is dumb is because they give you access to a private server as well as some other things. So you are paying a monthly or yearly fee to play single player. Just let that sink in. If God of War came out and Sony Santa Monica was like, you gotta pay us $13 a month to play this, people would absolutely not buy that game. They say you could bring in 7 of your friends, but let's be honest, if you're playing Fallout 76, you don't have 7 other friends that are playing the game with you. Also, I'm pretty sure the NPCs aren't even in the game yet, so if you're playing single player, what are you even doing? Walking around collecting materials? And again, you get some other stuff, you get some items that you can buy in the shop, buy stuff, whatever it is. And apparently some people went into their private servers and it was already like ransacked. Like stuff was missing and looted already. It's a mess. Bethesda, you suck. You just suck. And they did this right before The Outer Worlds came out. I think it was to take a shot at them because The Outer Worlds is made by Obsidian, and Obsidian created Fallout and Fallout New Vegas. So I feel like Bethesda was trying to take a shot at them, but instead they pointed the gun and shot themselves in the foot. So basically what I'm saying is go buy The Outer Worlds instead and go support Obsidian. Also, this is probably the last Obsidian game that you will see on PlayStation since they were bought out by Microsoft, but this game was already in development before that, so that's why it's on PlayStation. But everything from here on out from Obsidian should be on Xbox and PC only. Unless Xbox is cool about it and they let their other games be on PlayStation. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we never thought crossplay was a thing, and here it is. So, who knows what the future holds. Speaking of the future, The Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed. Yeah. They just announced the release date last month, and they just announced that it's delayed. So it was supposed to come out on February 21st. It will now release on May 29th. So it's a 3-month delay. They say it's to polish things up, which I'm sure it is. I don't think they're lying about that. But with the backlash of multiplayer not being in the game, I wonder if this has something maybe to do with it. Maybe they're going to give themselves some extra time to develop the multiplayer more. And then by the time the game has to go gold and start shipping and all that, if multiplayer is ready to go and be put in the game, cool, they make an announcement, hey, multiplayer is going to be in it after all. And if it's not ready, then just ship the game anyway and then talk about multiplayer down the road. That's just a guess. I don't know. I also heard that since The Last of Us Part 2 was delayed, that means Ghost of Tsushima was also pushed back a little bit because PlayStation likes to spread their exclusives out. They don't really like to release them on top of each other, so I guess Ghost of Tsushima will be coming out a little bit later next year. Speaking more about PlayStation, Death Stranding comes out on November 8th, and it was announced that it will be coming to PC next summer. So PlayStation first, and then next summer will be on PC. It shouldn't be shocking because when they revealed the box art, it did not say only on PlayStation at the top, and every PlayStation exclusive says that. We pretty much knew it was coming to PC, and now it has been officially confirmed by Kojima. I keep forgetting to talk about this. They have a soundtrack for Death Stranding, and they've released a few songs from it so far, and they're pretty good. The whole soundtrack is supposed to release when the game releases, but few songs that they've released so far have been pretty good. I think Kojima and I have a similar taste in music, because all the music he uses in trailers, I've enjoyed. I think we might share, we definitely do not share the same brain. That dude's way weirder than I am. I can be weird, but that guy's next level. So far, they've released a song from Churches, which is the title track. It's called Death Stranding, and then I can't remember. Wait, no. Yeah, I can't remember, but it was good. Also, Bring Me the Horizon will be on it as well, so I'm eager to hear what their song sounds like, or what path they took for theirs. I'll talk about it more when it comes out, that way I can link the whole album instead of just singles. But if you want to check it out, just type Death Stranding soundtrack, and you should find some of the songs. Anyway, keep it on. Ubisoft. Ubisoft is in depression mode right now. They announced that Ghost Recon Breakpoint sales have not been good. They've been very disappointing, and they are trying to convince people that the game does not have pay-to-win microtransactions. They also announced that The Division 2 is also not doing very well. And you know what, Ubisoft, I can tell you why these games are not doing well. It's because they're boring. They're just not fun. Your multiplayer games just don't stack up to other companies. Your single-player games, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Watch Dogs, they're okay. But your multiplayer games, except for Siege, Rainbow Six Siege gets a pass. But the other ones, they're just not fun. Nothing about them makes me go, wow. I've played both of those games early, Ghost Recon and The Division 2, and nothing jumped out at me where I was like, I need this game. I have to buy this game. I feel like if you're going to let people play the game early, that should be happening. You need to win them over. It was a chore for me to get through the little portion of Ghost Recon that I played. So Ubisoft's not happy about that. Oh, but they were not done. They then announced that Watch Dogs Legions, Rainbow Six Quarantine, Gods and Monsters have all been delayed. To like sometime next year. I don't know, it was like summer of next year or something like that. Whew. It was a rough end of the year for Ubisoft, but hey, you live and you learn. I believe that is all I have for gaming this week, so I'm just going to move on to music. So there was a lot of music released this past week, specifically on Friday. We had the new Jinjer album, we had the new Fit for an Autopsy album, we had the new Asonia album, and the deluxe version of the Ice Nine Kills album. I'm not really going to go in depth on reviews on any of these because I just didn't do it. So starting with Jinjer, I'll say it's pretty good. Jinjer doesn't really, do things for me as much as they do for other people. I like them. I have nothing against them, but, they're solid. So I'd give the new album probably like an 8, maybe an 8 out of 10. I think that's a pretty fair score for what it is. I think the last song was a little lazy. It was a song that was on their EP. They put it on the album, and then they made it an instrumental and changed it up a bit. The new Asonia album, I would also give an 8 out of 10. It is with the former 3 Days Grace singer Adam. This is his new band, their second album. It's better than the first. I like it better than the first album. I think it's a step up, which is very good. And then the new Fit for an Autopsy album, I would give an 8.5 out of 10. This one hit me in more spots than the Jinjer album did. It gave me the heaviness. Not that the Jinjer album lacked heaviness, because it didn't. But the Fit for an Autopsy album just, was a little bit more. And it's nice because I just feel like their album wasn't overhyped. Like, I feel like Jinjer's album was a little overhyped. Only because of how many people react to them on YouTube. There are so many reaction videos. You watch, like, one Jinjer music video, and then the next time you go on YouTube, all your recommended videos are, like, reacting to Pisces or something. Which is fine. Like, they're getting their name out, and people are listening to metal and all that. It's cool, but my biggest issue is that Tatiana, the singer, is not the first female to do what she does, but people act like she is, and it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, you gotta pay respect to the women that came before her. She's not the first. She's not even close to being the first. She's very talented. Again, I'm not taking anything away from the band. They're good, but the album might have been slightly overhyped. But Ocean Grove has returned. A band I've been looking forward to this entire year. They were in my top 5 most anticipated bands for this year, and they released a song earlier. I think it was like very, very beginning of February, maybe the end of January. It was really early on in the year, and then they basically just went quiet. Or they played like maybe 5 or 6 shows, and then they went quiet. And I haven't heard anything. I've been waiting. I've been saying it on my stream. Every time an Ocean Grove song plays, I'm like, imagine if these guys released a new song. And they finally did. It's called Junkies. They are not druggies themselves. Well, I would actually be surprised if they don't smoke copious amounts of marijuana. But they're not like heroin addicts or meth addicts. Anyway, they're Australian, okay? They can get away with things. They're a little weird, but they're Australian. Anyway, it's a great song. The music video can show you how weird they are. They're purposely weird, though. Like, if you watch interviews with them, they're very down-to-earth and humble dudes. But the song's great. It's everything I wanted it to be. And the new album is going to be called Taste the New Flavor, because they did have a little bit of a lineup change, so I think that's what it's referring to. I think they mentioned that in an interview, too. I think they said the new lineup was like a new flavor, and then I guess they just went with that. But anyway, Unified, their label, they had that in the description of the new video, and it said the new album, Taste the New Flavor, and then they have since removed it, thinking no one saw it. Guess what? I saw it, okay? You can't hide it. But there's no release date or anything, so I don't know when it's coming. Hopefully it's this year, but at least we know a new album is coming, so I'm very happy about that. So 3 out of my top 5 most anticipated bands are releasing albums, or have released albums. Slipknot, Bad Omens, and now Ocean Grove. Avenged Sevenfold is apparently next year, and Dead, who knows? But yeah, hopefully Ocean Grove releases it this year. That would make me very happy, because I have nothing left. Like, all the bands I listen to are pretty much done for the year. I know Booty God still has at least one more. He's waiting for the Cattle Decapitation album next month. But I think the Word Alive Arizona band, I believe they're releasing a new song this Friday. I don't know for sure, but I think they are. So that could be great. If they do release a new song, I don't think the album comes out this year, though. I think that one will be next year, like January or something. So I'm suspecting new Word Alive song Friday. Album comes out next year. Then Ocean Grove, I don't know. The fact that they didn't officially announce the album with the song release makes me kind of think it'll be next year as well. But we'll see. I think that's all I have for music as well. Actually, I'm not done with music because my weekly pick is music related. So there is a YouTube channel called The Merkins, and basically what they do is song parodies. So they have a group called the /Street Boys, which is a parody of the Backstreet Boys. And last year they released a parody of one of the Backstreet Boys songs, and they dress up as, Jason, Freddy, Ghostface, Leatherface, and Michael Myers. So they released a song last year that pretty much went viral, has a ton of views, and they just released a new one for this year, which is also really, really good. They also do other songs on their channel. So instead of George Michael, the singer that actually died, they do George Michael Myers. So it's Michael Myers doing George Michael songs. Then they have Freddy doing some songs, Jason doing some songs, Leatherface. I think they did a Game of Thrones parody. They did the dance from Napoleon Dynamite, where he's dancing in front of the school, but it's with Pennywise. They do a whole bunch of stuff, and it's just good content. So that is my recommendation for this Halloween week. Watch some Halloween slasher horror parody music videos, because why not? Gets you in the spirit. Alright, on to my creepy story of the week. This is the final one. We will go back to weird stories next week because it will no longer be October. This is the story I tried to read last week, but I could not get through because I was too busy laughing at my own fart. But I'm getting through it this week. I don't got a fart, so we're good. Alright, here we go. Mommy told me to never go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise. It kind of sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy, so I opened the basement door and tiptoed down. I didn't see a puppy, and then Mommy yanked me out of the basement and yelled at me. Mommy had never yelled at me before, and it made me sad, and I cried. Then she told me to never go in the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel a lot better, so I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement was making noises like a puppy, or why he had no hands or feet. Anyway, that's going to do it for me this week. It was kind of a shorter episode, but it is what it is. Also, don't expect any Modern Warfare videos for... Actually, I don't know how long. At least a little while, because the few that I've uploaded so far have looked like absolute garbage. I don't know what is up with the quality. It's really frustrating, though, and it seems to be with 60 FPS games. Like, when I record or render out videos, I don't change any of my settings. Once I find good settings, like, that's what I keep. I have double-checked them. I've triple-checked them. I do not know what the issue is. Like, I remember when Black Ops 4 came out, I did a test video, and I uploaded it to YouTube. It was on private, so no one could see it. And the quality looked great. Like, it was some good stuff. So I kept those settings, and now it's just, like, it's just garbage. I don't understand it. I've experimented with other settings. Still looks like garbage, so I don't know, again, what the issue is. I don't know if it's the capture card itself. I've updated everything. I've done updates, driver updates, anything you can think of I've done. Doesn't fix it. Maybe I just need a new capture card. I mean, that could be the solution right there. I know Elgato just released a new version of their 4K one, which I can't really record in 4K because I don't have a 4K TV or monitor yet, but at least I would have it for the future when I do. So maybe I just need a new one. Also, the other issue might be that I'm going through a splitter, because when the PS4 came out, you couldn't really record with capture cards, so I had to bypass the signal with a splitter. That has since changed. You can record with capture cards now, but I kept it connected to the splitter because when I disconnected it from it and just set up the capture card normally, you don't get anything on the TV. It's just a black screen. But when I reconnect it with the splitter, you can see everything again. So I don't know if it's because the signal's like going through something else, if that's causing quality issues. But I've had that set up for years, and Black Ops 4 came out last year. So if it looked good last year, then what's the issue this year? So again, I am playing Modern Warfare, but just don't expect videos until I figure this quality issue out, because I want to do a playthrough of the story because I've heard really good things about it, and it hasn't been spoiled for me, so I don't know what happens. I can go into it fresh, but I don't want to upload it if it's going to look like garbage. Capture card companies usually do sales for Black Friday, which is coming up, so I'll see what's on sale or whatever, and maybe make a choice on what to do, because it really just like kind of kills my mood. Like, I haven't been recording at all the few days that I've been playing Modern Warfare because I just know it's going to look bad, so it's like, why even record? And some things have happened, but it's just lost. And even the Destiny videos are starting to look a little wonky. Like 30 FPS videos were usually good, or 30 FPS games were good, because if you render them out in 60 FPS, YouTube gives them a little extra quality boost. So always render out your videos in 60 FPS, even if it's a 30 FPS game. But yeah, even those are starting to look a little weird, at least on 720p. On 1080p, they're usually fine. The Destiny ones. Call of Duty still look trash. But the thing is not everyone watches on 1080p. So my goal is to get 720p to look as good as possible. And then if people want to watch it on a higher quality, then those options would be available to them. Because again, I don't think many people watch anything higher than 720p. Because a lot of the people I watch them in 720p and it's totally fine. Like I can see everything, I can read the text. There's literally no reason for me to even go higher than that. Unless I just want to use more internet. I can watch in higher qualities, but it's like, there's no point. So yeah, that is the goal right now, is to figure out what is going on and try to make the quality very good. Kind of rambled there for a bit, but it's just something I'm aware of. Like, when I upload a video and it doesn't look good, I'm totally aware of it, and I even feel bad uploading it. Oh, and the other thing about that is it might not even be the capture card, because the Halo video that I uploaded, Halo Reach on PC, that also didn't look good. And I didn't use the capture card to record that. So now I really don't know what's going on. YouTube and Twitch can definitely be frustrating. Anyway, I am done. I'm done talking. I'm done rambling. I'm done for this week. Links to the Merkins channel down below. I'll also link the Ocean Grove song. And I'll link the other albums I talked about. All my links will be down below as well. You can also listen to this on YouTube, iTunes, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, whatever. Those links are always in the description. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Later.